After misusing Diana's footage, Harry severed all ties with the royal family. William demanded severe punishment in a bitter tone. Say, "Howdy, pals. Greetings, and thank you for tuning in to Royal Family News Update. Today we have breaking news about the royal family's most famous hypocritical couple, Prince Harry and Ms. Markle. An expert on the royal family has said that Prince Charles is furious about Prince Harry's antagonistic use of Princess Diana's panorama video in his Netflix series. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have used their mother's 1995 interview with BBC rogue reporter Martin Bashir, in which she discusses the breakdown of her marriage, in several episodes of their Netflix show, Harry-Meghan. After discovering that Bashir had fabricated and slandered his way to his scoop a year ago, William said the video should never be shown again. Katie Nicholl of Vanity Fair claims that Harry has monopolized Diana's narrative by telling OK! Magazine that she died. Willie is going to be really upset about this. Will is going to be very upset that his brother's reality show will air the tape he has fought so hard to keep hidden. To put it mildly, it's aggressive and out of place. To have Harry assert that he alone wrote Diana's story must be upsetting, especially for William. Prince Harry's request that the interview not be used in any form of media was disregarded in an unusual way when excerpts from it were used in several episodes of Harry and Meghan's documentary series. In a clip from the Panorama interview featured in the premiere of the Harry and Meghan documentary, Princess Diana described the media interest in her as daunting and fantastic. Just before the video is shown, Prince Harry says, "I think we all now know that she was fooled into giving the interview, but at the same time she conveyed the reality of her experience." The documentary frequently aired clips from the BBC series to draw parallels between Diana and Meghan's lives in the royal family. The show then shifts to clips of Diana talking about the jealousy that came with her fame, suggesting that Meghan has also received criticism for receiving widespread attention. Because of the shocking means by which it was obtained, BBC Director General Tim Davie promised a year ago that the interview would never be broadcast again. He also assured them that the company wouldn't sell or give away any of the panorama footage it had shot. It has been revealed by the Mail on Sunday that Netflix did not ask the BBC for permission to use the clips, but rather relied on a fair dealing provision of copyright law. Under the terms of this agreement, a broadcaster may legitimately use snippets of another company's work to report on current events. Professionals say all that needs to be done is verification of public screenings, verification of reasonable use of materials, and verification of ownership to be considered sufficient. Archival footage from the BBC Motion Gallery is credited in the final moments of the premiere episode of the Netflix documentary. It's crucial to note that the so-called fair dealing justification permits Netflix and other broadcasters to continue airing excerpts from the infamous Bashir interview without permission from the BBC. Sarah Mountain, an IP lawyer and law firm partner, made the following observation. In spite of the BBC's assurances to the contrary, it has been licensed to multiple parties. The BBC cannot prohibit lawful uses of an artist's work by private parties so long as those uses comply with all applicable copyright laws. Therefore, we may consider alternative applications of the information within the context of fair dealing and news reporting. A devastating assessment by retired Supreme Court Judge Lord Dyson was published last year, detailing how Bashir acted dishonestly by forging bank papers presented to the princess to convince her that others close to her were being paid to betray her. After learning that BBC errors contributed to his mother's fear, anxiety, and loneliness in her final years, Prince William gave a fiery speech outside Kensington Palace expressing his indescribable anguish. His words, "It is my clear opinion that this panorama show possesses no validity and should never be aired again," urged stations to refrain from airing the interview. BBC executives apparently don't understand how Netflix got their hands on the movie. A BBC source says that Netflix has the final say on whether or not to air the interview. As we've stated before, the BBC will never air the show again, and we won't sell or give away any rights to the show." Conservative lawmaker Bob Seely recommended the BBC request that Netflix remove the clip. BBC should write to Netflix and ask that the service stop using the content for the sake of the BBC itself. Katie said in an earlier interview with Entertainment Tonight that the Prince of Wales would take Prince Harry and Meghan's scandalous Netflix series quite personally because he is very unhappy and terribly betrayed. In their Netflix docuseries, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex slammed Prince William for his screaming and King Charles for his lying after the two refused to grant their request for a half-in half-out Megxit, which would have allowed them to pick and choose which royal duties they performed and still earn a fortune. Here we have two very distinct depictions. His mother was a public servant and social worker, and she raised money and awareness for those in need with great commitment, enthusiasm, and drive. Her fame was put to good use. Neither his mother nor his wife were allowed to work half in, half out. So he has no idea why he thinks that this is a similar situation. While I am sure there were other factors at play, I don't believe Diana's family was envious of her. As a result, I have come to the conclusion that there is simply no comparison. Much of what they're claiming as fact may have some basis in reality, but they're exaggerating it because they wanted more and did not get it. Both of them thrive on the spotlight and feed off of it. They're releasing a new documentary on Netflix and providing commentary on who they think are great leaders throughout history and the present. For the life of me, I can't figure out how they got to be in the position to present and comment on leadership qualities. The other lacks the qualities of a leader and neither has the potential to take charge of anything of importance. Really, it's the opposite. After being around Meghan, Harry no longer has any morals. He's turned against his loved ones and the country he once proudly served. Harry may have been forgiven by the royal family, but any remaining trust has been broken, and Meghan has been shown up for what she really is: a manipulative climber who will stop at nothing to get what she wants. Please keep in mind that both William and Kate were active in charitable causes prior to their wedding. That's why you can trust their commitment to the job at hand. According to Harry, his older brother, who is now the heir to the throne, terrified him by screaming and shouting at him in front of their father and grandmother in January 2020, while Harry was trying to negotiate a deal to leave the UK. She said that tempers are rising and that William will be taking this very personally because of the series' impact on the family. To me, it sounds like he feels betrayed by his brother and is filled with rage. In your opinion, how should we respond to Harry's callous decision to exploit his mother's image for financial gain? Comment down below and tell us what you think. Our intention was for this video to be instructive. Please subscribe, like the video, and share it with your friends if you enjoy it. Please enjoy the next video in this newsletter series and thank you for watching. Goodbye.